YouTube, welcome back. We're here for Matchday 2 Premier League predictions live, and we've got a bunch of the boys here. We have Ralphie and Mike, diehard United supporters, and we've got Jake, another Gooner in the house. How we doing, boys?
Not bad.
Yeah. What we'll do before we get into this week's matches, I thought we would digress and go over last week's matches. I think we'll start with the best game of the weekend, which was Arsenal versus Brentford.
Jesus.
I guess I'll start with you, Jake. You know, you're a Gooner. You know, you experienced it with me. How you feeling now? Still after that game?
I mean, better now. When I was watching that, I felt like just destroying my TV. That was some shit I watched there. That was terrible. That was so bad to watch.
Yeah,
it's just the same sort of play just kept happening. Nothing was working that whole game. Just I don't know. It was not good.
Yeah. I know your Arteta out with me as well, so we're on the same boat there. From I guess like from you guys looking in, what do you guys think, Ralphie?
I think unless there's signings that are going to happen, I think you guys are going to struggle big time this year. Don't get me wrong, Laka and Aubameyang, two big losses for that game.
It wouldn't have changed anything, honestly.
Yeah, you probably would have had a little bit of attacking flair, or attacking opportunities, or hopefully be able to finish a chance or two. Personally, though, Brentford are probably were before the Arsenal game, one of the favourites to get relegated as well. So unless you guys make some serious improvements, I see it being bottom of the table for you guys.
An idiot, Jack. What do you think, Mike?
I just think whatever Arteta went into going into that game just didn't work from the start. He should have changed at half time. Not riding on Ben White as well because he cost however much millions he cost, and then pretty much everything fell on him. That chance, the first chance was from him not pretty much defending, and the throw-in was from the two centre backs not defending as well.
Hey bro,
so,
that Pablo Mari was dog shit, bro.
But it'll take him a while to keep going, get going because he's not used to playing in that back line. He's used to the big mighty Dunk and Duffy and all that, the big tall fellas, and Yeah,
now he's next to the Brazilian fraud.
Mm.
All right, well, we'll go into your game as well. 5-1. I was watching a little bit at the start, up until about like 30 minutes. They scored that. Who was it? Ailing. That was a fucking banger, bro. That was a proper goal, man.
That was a nice goal. That was very nice.
You couldn't do anything about that. But then you guys just tore him to shreds, honestly.
Well, I tipped 2-2, didn't I? I look like the idiot, don't I?
Well, I said 3-1. So I thought Leeds would score just because they're attacking, but I didn't think it'd be 5-1. Like Pogba would get 4 assists.
No one's ever done that in the Premier League. That's the new record. So.
Is that really the first time ever?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think this time last season, United, 1-0 up, it would have been a grinding tough game. Leeds score a banger, or whoever it was that scores a banger. As a United supporter, that would have been a game that, we might have went 2-1 down and or, scraped the last minute goal to make it 2-1. But I think the authority we stamped for the next 5, 10, 15 minutes after the Leeds screamer was hopefully a different show of character within the lads, Hopefully it's a change.
And you did that without Varane, and you did it without Sancho as well. He only came on for like 4 minutes or whatever, so
look good when
do you reckon you're going to sign anyone else in the window, like another midfielder or something? Or
nah. I don't think so. Nah, I think that's it.
Van der Beek's. I know he can't ever get any game time under Ollie, but Van der Beek's look top notch. Like against Everton in the friendly. Even the brief highlights that I saw this morning in the first half that he played against Burnley behind closed doors. His 1-2 touch football trying to progress the team has been fantastic, but for some reason, you just can't get any form of game time.
Yeah. I guess we got Leicester won 1-0. Chelsea obviously came out. They won 3-0 without Lukaku. So, we'll touch base, I guess, on that next week, on the next week's fixtures soon. But Everton 3-1. Watford beating Villa was actually a shock to me. I think I tipped Villa. I think you did as well, Mike.
Same. I did as well.
But yeah, that was a little bit of a shock. I didn't think they'd score 3 goals. Pool obviously winning 3-0, which you guys would have hated. Brighton coming back against Burnley. The Hammers coming back. That was actually a good game against Newcastle. But I think Newcastle with Joe, well, that he's officially signed there now, I think they'll be a bit different next week. And then obviously which I guess other than the Brentford game, the shock of the weekend was probably Tottenham beating Man City. So, which, yeah, I wasn't too happy about, honestly. Everyone won except us. But yeah, we'll go into this week's fixtures. Coming into it, first game of the weekend, you got Liverpool taking on Burnley. What do you guys think will be the result of that one? How do you think the game will play out?
Myself personally, I think it'll be a 2-0 Liverpool. I think 2-0 Liverpool. It's fair enough, I guess. I think Salah Firmino will score. The duo.
Firmino.
Yeah, he just got to tap in. Get a tap in.
I'm not a fan of Bobby Firmino, unfortunately.
I mean, he is terrible in my opinion. He's not terrible, but just not good. But
do you reckon anyone puts him in his fantasy draft at all?
You'd be stupid too.
7.2% or something like that. I think he's picked.
Really, 7.2? Is that a really low percentage for draft?
No, it's
As a
okay.
sub.
Is it okay?
Well,
what do you think about that?
Bruno's
What do you
like
think about
40.
Liverpool game, Mike?
Yeah, I reckon Liverpool easy, but like I was going to say before, it feels good like watching football now. We're saying about the Man United game, that with the fans, and I think especially Liverpool playing at home, they're going to be untouchable really. Especially against Burnley, Burnley just part the bus, so it could be 3-0, I reckon. But yeah,
what about you, Ruffy?
I'm going one up on Mikey. I think the same. I think pretty much the same thing. Liverpool at home at Anfield, first crowd in 18 plus months. Bobby, Salah, and Jota all scoring the first game of the season with I think Mane 1 or 2 assists. I'm saying Liverpool 4-0. I'm going to go as far as say it's going to be a training ground run for them.
Yeah, no, Burnley seemed well, I guess maybe just against Arsenal they defend well, but I actually I went with Mike. I went Liverpool 3-0. I can't really see them, conceding. Obviously, Van Dijk's back. Did anyone see if that Konate played? Did he play at all?
No, I'm not sure. I'll have a look.
Is that the Greek guy?
The French guy from RB Leipzig.
French, yeah. Because they also got Chelsea. Chelsea are probably going to get that Koundé this week as well.
Yeah.
So
apparently on the cheap as well.
No, it was only Van Dijk and Matip. He didn't play.
Matip. Okay. Bro, everyone's getting cheap defenders except Arsenal. Somehow we got the worst defender and he became the most expensive. I didn't realize Varane was 34 mil. Fucking, I can't believe it, bro.
That's a bargain. That's a bargain and a half.
I can't actually believe it. Did you see that we're signing for the same money we're signing Ramsdale? It's a really good deal, some great football there. Villa versus Newcastle, next game of the weekend. Villa's first home game of the year. Newcastle obviously have Joe Willock. He'll officially be obviously ready. He was unveiled last week. And obviously was a key factor to them, scoring 7 and 7. I think overall scored 8 in all competitions, pretty much kept them in the top flight. To be honest, without him, they would have been relegated. So I do wonder if Joe's going to continue, I guess, that same run of form and stuff. But how do you think the game will play out, guys? Obviously, Villa, I thought had a shock loss. But they lose to Watford. So I thought they had a shock loss.
Yeah,
Watford, still scored some goals. They look promising up front. But I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle win. So I reckon Newcastle will do. And I like the way Newcastle were moving the ball against West Ham. Not like last season where they were just, even though they play with 700 people at the back, they still pump it up, So.
What about you?
I'm going to go other way. I'm going to go the other way around to Mikey, actually. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa win. I think, I think both teams have definitely got a goal on them. If Grealish was still with Villa, I'd probably go a little bit more convincing. However, after the shock loss on the weekend against Watford, I just think in front of their home fans, they'll bounce back.
I actually think the Grealish deal is actually really good for them because they've picked up 3 quality players and I guess it's better to have 3 than 1. I don't know. I don't know. When you think of City signing Grealish, is he really improving that team? I don't think that he is.
It's early days though.
It is.
I know it's early days, but is he really improving it? You know, if you bring a Kane in, you can see it, but I don't know
Hmm.
if Grealish actually improves Man City because they've got, Sterling, Mahrez. Who else they got there? They got a million players.
Foden,
They got Torres. He seems like a good
Foden,
young talent.
Got
Foden,
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho, Silva. If you
Well,
if
they
you
got
want to
Silva,
include
but
him too.
I think Bernardo's leaving. Obviously, he's had a lot of feuds with Pep lately,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize he was 26. I'd actually probably take him at Arsenal. To be fair, I'll take anyone at this stage. But we got Odegaard, so yeah. What do you reckon, Jake? Newcastle Villa.
I'm calling a 2-2 draw for that. I'm calling it 2-2. I think both sides look good going into it. I think Saint Maximin get both goals for Newcastle. His footwork on the ball against West Ham was really, really good. So I think he'll pop off again. For Villa,
He
probably
actually was class.
Buendia.
I said he was class against
Oh
Villa
yeah,
on the
yeah.
weekend.
And then I think Buendia gets his first goal for Villa, and if Leon Bailey plays, then he'll get one too. I think.
I love Bailey as a player. Yeah, I've gone for a draw as well. I went for a 1-1 draw with that Villa Newcastle game. I think this thing be just split evenly.
We haven't had a draw yet, so
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, actually, that was. How often does that actually happen? Where there's actually like a draw in the Premier League between like all the 10 fixtures? I can't even remember the last time that happened. Honestly. Palace versus Brentford. What are we thinking?
let's tip off. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go for it.
I reckon 3-0 Brentford.
It's 3-0 Brentford.
I reckon they'll. I reckon they can defend. I reckon Crystal Palace.
To be
will
fair, like we didn't
keep pushing
see
them.
we didn't see them defend, bro. Like we didn't attack.
Nah, but that's how they played in the championship. They defended and counter attacked. So I reckon that's what they'll and they'll use all those sneaky long throws and corners and everything.
I would love to see Ivan Toney bang a goal.
Yeah, I'll go 3-0. I'm throwing it out there.
3-0. Jesus Christ, I don't know if that'll happen. What about you, Ralph?
I've actually tipped a 0-0 draw in this one. Might sound crazy, I know. However,
Well,
personally,
last week.
no, but also Palace games usually home or away. They're usually quite within reason for the first 45 to 65 minutes. They're usually quite cagey, and then they sort of tend to go for the win. I think Brentford, after a massive win against Arsenal, they're, again, as I said earlier, they're probably one of the favourites to actually get relegated this year. So they've already coming off of 3 points. I think a point at Palace is going to be a massive step for them in terms of the relegation battle. 4 points out of 6. With less 30 plus points pretty much guarantees you survival through relegation. I think 4 out of 6 is a massive step for them.
Yeah, and to be fair, like they've got Brighton next. I just had a look, so they could pick up another 3 out of that as well, probably, because Brighton's on that crash hot. So you never know. You never know. What do you reckon, Jake?
You're talking about a manager who's been at Brentford for a while versus a manager who's just come in, as well. So
he's the only manager that got voted worse than Arteta. So
I'm thinking for that game probably 1-0 wins. It's 1-0 win to Palace. I think Brentford away from home. I think that first game back for them. So first game in the Premier League gave them for their fans a big boost for them. I think for Palace as well, first game back for their fans. I think they'll really uplift their team. So I think 1-0 Palace.
I've gone for 2-1 to Palace. I just think coming back. Do we know, is Zaha playing? Is he back?
Not sure.
I don't know. But anyway, I've gone 2-1 Palace. First home game, same sort of thing. Patrick Vieira's in charge. I know they lost 3-0, unfortunately, but there's links that they might get also Reece Nelson from Arsenal, so that can maybe get done, and maybe he can play on the weekend. So that might happen. But yeah, I'll just go Palace 2-1. I don't know if Brentford will win it, but yeah, like I said last week, it's not going to shock me if Brentford win. They seem like they got a good manager. I'd take him for sure. Leeds versus Everton. Obviously, you guys slapped up Leeds on the weekend. Everton also won as well, 3-1. I thought Calvin-Lewin played pretty well. How do you reckon those fixtures will go?
2-1, I reckon. 2-1 to Leeds will win. I reckon Leeds will probably try and play their normal way. They do, attackive, but Everton, I think they're a bit more I think they haven't, especially with the preseason, they haven't sorted their defence out 100%. So I reckon Leeds will bang a few in, I think.
What about you, Ralph?
Yeah, me or Mikey are going to have an absolute screamer for these predictions because I've actually gone against again. I've gone 3-1 to Everton. I think Leeds. After watching the United game, I think we were fairly impressive for 20 minutes, but I think that going forward and in terms of attacking opportunities, they offered very, very little over the course of 90 minutes. That I don't remember De Gea making a worldie.
Yeah, I can
save.
tell you he didn't because my freaking draft has bloody no points other than showing up.
Well, there you go. They scored an absolute screamer, which 99 times of it, 100, would go wide or would be completely missed. And Everton, couple of goals. Oh yeah, 3 goals last weekend. Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, attack. Leeds. We all know Leeds play attacking, expansive football. And leave a lot of space in behind. So I think they'll get punished again.
Yeah, I sort of think the same thing. I actually went 2-1 to Everton. I just think they'll do the same. Yeah, Everton might concede 1 just because Leeds do like to attack, but yeah, I just think they're just going to leave too much room in behind, and Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison will score 1 apiece probably. So yeah,
he was missing a few on the weekend though, wasn't he? Calvert-Lewin.
Which one? He always does, bro. He's great in the air. I think he'd be a really good fit for Arsenal. He's someone I would have gone for in the transfer market, maybe.
Arsenal want everyone now.
I want a fucking team, bro.
Linked to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Linked.
Links FC, yeah.
Sorry, Jay, you go now.
Oh, good. So it was Everton Leeds. Yep.
Yeah.
I think 3-0 Everton, that one. They'll smack them up. I think Leeds, obviously the defensive errors, I think. So, and Everton just look, after their last game, they look pretty good on attack. So I think, yeah, Leeds probably learned from their mistakes against United. So I think, yeah, 3-0 to Everton.
Jeez. We're talking about slap-ups. We got City versus Norwich. Usually City, after a big loss, they always go and end up slapping the next opponent. I think it's just part of their DNA at the moment. How do you guys see this sort of playing out? What do you reckon, Ralph?
I am going to go for a slapping. I'm going to go 6-0 to City.
6-0?
Paul, you might laugh. Big call. But exactly what you said, Dill. I think, after a loss, very, very strong favourites to win the league. $1.60 even after losing the Spurs game, they're out to $2.10. I know it's still quite short, but that's a massive jump in market odds. After losing a Spurs 1-0 at home, with again, as I mentioned a couple of times with a couple of games with fans against Norwich, a newly promoted team, I think they're going to absolutely have a field day with them. I'm tipping City 75+% possession, and I'm going to make a big call and say, although I hate that Grealish is going to score his debut goal for them as well.
No, if it's 6-0, you don't want to fucking hope so. Sheesh. Did Jack start on the weekend for City? I didn't watch the full
he played 90 minutes.
He played 90?
Yeah.
Did he play any good or?
Well, there was a lot of pressure on him, obviously, because, you think about it, massive signing, cameras on him 24/7. He played he didn't play too bad, but in terms of $100 million player, that he played like dog shit.
You can see when I was watching it, you can see that Pep wants him to play more one side of the game, whereas when he's at Villa, he can go wherever he wants, and he's going to take him a while to learn that. So I took him out of my fantasy. I thought it's going to get him a while to get going, I think, at City, with the way they play.
Who'd you put in there instead?
Can't disclose those on air.
Oh, did you do a swap? Swapped him actually fully out?
Yeah, I've taken him out, yeah.
What, just bench?
Not on the draft, on my normal fantasy.
So why can't you disclose it? None of us except Ralphie plays it. I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think.
It's all good.
Thoughts on pursuing Odegaard? Hey, bro, I did a video on it today. Look, for me personally, I don't think Odegaard changes Arsenal one bit. He was part of the Arsenal squad last year that finished 8th. They got knocked. When he was there, he got us knocked out of the competitions. Well, not him directly, but he was part of the squad that got knocked out of all the competitions. Didn't create too many chances. Got 2 assists, 1 goal. I don't think he's good enough. personally. I would have rather have paid that 35 mil for Buendia, personally, but that's just me. So, what do you reckon, Jake, about Odegaard?
I mean, basing off what we saw of him last season, he was a decent player, but there's better options that we can purchase. Like Madison, I think I would prefer if we put some more money, put that money towards Madison or someone like a new right back or new goalkeeper, just someone like that
Yeah.
instead of him.
Abra or Coutinho, Abra all day. Coutinho's
Mm.
past it, but then again, so could Abra be. But you know, he's done a lot through his whole career. I'll give him a chance. I'll give Abra more of a chance than I would Coutinho. We'll talk at City. Yeah, what do you reckon the score will be for City versus Norwich, Mike?
I reckon it'll be definitely a City win, but I won't go like a thrashing. I'd probably say I'll go 3-1. I reckon Pookie will get the one for Norwich, maybe a penalty or something. But yeah, 3-1 win for City.
Yeah, well, they didn't really do anything last year unless Pookie did something.
Mm.
Pookie party. He started really good last year as well.
He scored the hat trick or 2 goals against them last time they played. The opener last time that Norwich were in. Yeah, and the Norwich won against City.
Yeah. For me, for the City Norwich game, I've actually gone 5-1. I sort of went like Ralphie's direction. I just think City going to come out and slap him. I don't think 6-0 completely, but I do think it'll be like a 5-1. So, does Jake prefer City or United?
Surely red on red, mate. Surely red on red.
Lift your jersey up. What's underneath?
If you have to pick one, it's gonna have to be City. Fuck United.
Difference is it's a 50-50 that one. One's oil,
50.
one's
Don't pick
just
United. Nah, don't pick United.
I don't know. I can't really have a say on that. I don't know. I'm not a
How
fan
much
of
is
either
Apple
one of
worth?
them.
30 mil? Probably not, bro, to be honest. What do you reckon the score will be for City, Jake?
Probably a 4-0 win for City. I think them being Norwich being newly promoted, I think nothing really for them to do from that situation. Yeah, I think 4-0.
we
City,
both
they'll
said
bounce
they're going
back.
down, didn't we, Mike? Did we actually say that?
I didn't say Norwich were going down. No.
Yeah, I didn't say it either. Maybe
I thought that the third time trying to be in the Premier League, I think they'll pump everything in. Trying to stay up.
I don't think they've even signed anyone, have they?
No.
But Mikey loves Pookie too much, mate. He would never ever dream. That's like his idol and his hero. He would never dream of letting him go back down to the Championship.
Did you see how much Klopp and what's his name for Norwich? What's the manager called again? I can't remember. No, he's the German guy too, but they're like best mates. So after the game, they're like chatting away. Yeah.
Having a beer.
It's good to see. But
what do we got? Brighton versus Watford. How do we think? Obviously, Watford got the 3-2 over Villa. And Watford actually surprised me. I actually put them in my relegation thing, but now I'm actually second guessing it. So, I actually went for a Watford 2-0 in this game. I don't think Brighton will score personally. So I'll go on 2-0. Deeney to score. What do you guys reckon?
I'll go a 1-1. I'll make this me one draw. So, Brighton. All people are trying to get me fantasy for Brighton. I think they haven't got their starting 11 sorted yet. So, but then get Watford. I know they pretty much surprised me on that game. Salah looked good, but I reckon just a 1-1 or a 2-2. But I'll go 1-1.
What do you reckon, Ralphie?
I'm going to say a 1-0 Brighton. I got Mopay in my draft fantasy team, so I surely he's going to hopefully score a goal for me and keep me on top of the table.
Who have you got in your fantasy? Mopay.
Yeah.
Oh, sheesh.
Yep, him and Martial, mate, the two best strikers in the league.
Hey, listen. To be fair, none of I have 3 strikers in mine, and not one of them played. It was what?
At least I got 90 minutes and 20 out of the 2 of them.
It's called research.
Yeah, exactly. I do think with this game it would be pretty cagey. Very, very similar to I guess my prediction for the Brentford game. Watford. Yes, one of my tips to go down this season. Still, even after the win, I think away from home. After a pretty big 3 points for them, I think it's going to be a cagey game. Brighton don't usually, within reason, unless they're playing a top team, don't usually concede a lot of goals at home, and they don't usually score many either. So I think it's going to be a cagey game.
You're forgetting Brighton are missing their best centre back, bro. He's come to Arsenal.
Yeah.
They've got like another 4.
Look what he did for you. Look what he did for you.
Yeah. He's a bargain. He's a bargain. What do you reckon the score will be, Jake?
I think there'll be 1-1 draw that game. It'll be not much to play. Not much for either side. I think will happen really. I think just be first half game, second half be nothing really. Not much.
Yeah, I didn't pick actually any nil or draws this week. I just think there was just so many goals last week. I just didn't think there'd be like a fucking scoreless draw. What's the next game? Is it Southampton versus you guys? Is it? Have you guys got Southampton this weekend? Yeah. All right, well take us through it, boys. What do you reckon this weekend? Slap City?
You go first, Josh. I want to see what you think.
Well, I'm going to say, I personally think Sancho will start.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
Varane will start. He's been in I think he's been in training since when we play Saturday night our time. So I think he was in probably training either Sunday or Monday, confirmed training with us. So I think he'll definitely play 90 minutes. Good by Lindelof, thank goodness. I'm going to say a 4-0 win to United. I think Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, and Shaw, although they will take a little bit of getting used to with each other, I think personally it could Wan-Bissaka maybe not so much just yet, but I personally think that is close enough to with De Gea in goal. And if he hits his best form, it could be close enough to a title defense, a title-winning defensive line. I think with Sancho starting, I think it might take him a little bit while getting used to back to the Premier League. I think he's going to have a good game, but just our depth. I don't think Cavani's going to be back yet, but just our depth. We've got Sancho, Martial, Ahmad probably won't play. He'll go out on loan. Greenwood's a gun. Bruno after a hat trick. Like people thought he was dead. People thought he was a pen merchant last year.
He is a pen merchant.
You're kidding, aren't you?
He is.
He's a bloody pen merchant. What did he do? 17 spot kicks.
Did you see the 3 goals he scored last weekend?
Yeah, from the dot shot. All inside the box. Where's the bangers?
4-0, convincing win.
Yeah. Actually, I actually went and I actually had 4-0 down, but I'm like, nah, will it be fucking 4? I'm like, nah, I'll go 3. I went 3-0, but yeah.
What was the game? Wasn't it the one last time we played Southampton? They got the
9-0.
red card.
9-0 it was.
Card. Yeah.
Oh, you guys, was it? You equaled the record.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, against I think we last played. Was it Ipswich when we won 9-0? I think Cole and York. Yeah. So we equaled the record. Yeah, Southampton went down to 10 players inside the opening couple of minutes, and we absolutely just took them to the sword.
Fuck! I wish my team could do that.
On FIFA.
You know a quick stat for you. Right?
Oh god.
That I was reading because I can talk about United all day. I think since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, United from that period to when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over, we had scored either 4 or 5 more goals in about 2 or 3 games. You're not wrong. Thank you very much. And since Ole's taken over, I think we've hit 5+ goals in 10 games since he's taken over in 2.5 years. So it just shows that our go forward is improving dramatically.
Who do you actually reckon's better, KDB or Bruno? Unbiased.
KDB, for sure. That's just my opinion, though.
I think De Bruyne has done more over time.
Yeah.
But if Bruno does this consistently over the next 3-4 years, I go Bruno. Have you only really seen Bruno as soon as he came in for that? When you think guys signed him in January, so January and then last year's full season. But De Bruyne has been doing this for 5 years plus. So
I'd like to see him in a fight. Have you ever seen those videos where they're angry and De Bruyne goes like that against the wall, and Bruno full on kicks the wall. So
who do you reckon, Mike? Unbiased.
I reckon De Bruyne is good for both his country and club. Fernandez is like, when have we ever seen a player come in and do what he does in his starting season? Like a player do that in their starting season, not for a while. Yeah, Fernandez. Sure. What's this? Is that Nick?
Vinny is a Chelsea boy.
Uh,
All right, yeah. Well, what do you think the score will be, Mike? You didn't tell us what the score will be.
I'll go one more. I'll say 5-0. So
5-0.
I reckon the 5-0. Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't see you guys conceding whatsoever. If you put Varane in the defense, bro, like honestly, I can't see you guys conceding.
Well, they got rid of Ings. It's going to take a while for what's his name, the other guy up front, Shea Adams.
He banged a great goal, great finish.
I reckon, for him to be playing up alone, because isn't he like normally a cam, and now he's playing like more the last man.
I don't even know where they bought him from. Or is he a player that was there? Like
he's a player that was there. All right, 5-0. I'm saying it 5-0.
What do you reckon, Jake?
Probably 3-0 United, I say. They're just too dominant in that last game. Way too dominant. And Southampton, so I don't think they're going to do much. So, yeah, I think 3 or 4-0, that one.
Yeah, I've gone.
Armstrong, listen to.
Yeah, whatever it is, I just think United will slap them up. We've got Wolves versus Tottenham. Obviously, Tottenham coming with that shock 1-0 over Man City. And to be fair, it was quite, I guess, like even in the way that they sort of, like City, as always, they have possession, but the chances created and stuff and going forward, I think Tottenham was quite even compared to them.
Against his old club too, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
True, yeah. Nuno against his old club, yeah.
It's going to be a good one to watch, that one.
Do we think Kane's going to be back? Do we think Kane's staying? Do we think Kane's going?
Well, he's travelled, hasn't he? I'm pretty sure he's travelled for the Champions League qualifier or something like that over with the team.
Did he?
Yep. Yeah, back in training with the actual players and
Nate
travelling with the
team
team too.
I don't think he's being sold.
I could be wrong. However, I thought I read this that he was that he was travelling over with the team, or definitely a part of the 25, 27 man squad or whatever it might have been.
Nah, Vinny, we're not making Europe, mate. We're going to finish outside the top 10. Arsenal will. Arsenal will 100. If the way this transfer window goes now, we get this shitty Ramsdale for whatever millions, and Martin Odegaard's coming in or whatever. Like this team, mark my words, will finish outside the top 10. Outside the top 100%. I'll bet my fucking house on it. There's no way, unless they change managers. That's the only way we're going to finish higher.
Yeah. If we get a Conte, then big things can change. Big things.
Yeah, the problem is though he left Inter Milan because they didn't back him and they just won the league, and they're in the Champions League. You think he's going to come to Arsenal? They're going to back
who else is up? Who else is up for grabs, manager-wise though?
I think, to be honest, I'd probably take like a League 3 manager over this fucking fraud right now. This guy's a fucking fraud, man. He's a fucking idiot. I have never hated someone
Jose will get sacked at Roma by Christmas, and you can take over Mourinho can take over Arsenal back in the Prem, mate.
I've got one for you, Dill. Would you take mighty Frank Lampard?
Nah, because he's shit. It's like swapping a shit for a shit. Like, which one do you want? Like, seriously, like, what are you getting? You're getting nothing out of it. But that this is the difference between like Arsenal and Chelsea. Like, Chelsea went and spent. Obviously, they had the transfer ban. They went and spent after that and tried to back Frank. Did their whatever, like 300 mil or whatever, and then obviously sacked him because he wasn't good enough. Brought in him. What's his name? Tuchel. Brought in Tuchel. He's gone and won the Champions League. Then they've gone and backed him again and gone and bought another, 130 million for Lukaku. They've gone and bought, Koundé is going to be like 30 mil. They'll probably end up buying somewhere else. And like all we've done is just nothing. Like did I read to sack someone? Like, oh, fucking hell.
Did I read that Chelsea, I could be wrong, but did I read today that Chelsea are 13 games unbeaten or something like that? Something silly?
Jesus.
What did you say, sir?
I swear I read something to do with Tuchel and that Chelsea is something like 13 games unbeaten or or something like that. That could include preseason, etc. But yeah,
Well, I know
they're
Dan. Do you
starting
remember
to
when he
perform a
first
pretty
came
good
in?
record.
Yeah, well, when he first came in, I think he had 15 games in a row in the Premier League where he
Yeah.
didn't lose a match. He drew a couple, but he didn't lose. He just kept scraping out like those 1-0s and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, and they weren't. I think it was numerous games as well without
Mm.
conceding a goal at the same time.
Well, that's how I think that's just how he won the Champions League. He's just really good defensively, and he put a better strike. And the thing is, he's going to go and buy they're preparing longer term. I know Arsenal say they're trying to plan for the future. They're trying to bring young players, but they're just bringing young players in, hoping that these guys can be good. Where Chelsea have gone and bought young players, but they've bought experienced young players or put experience around them. You go and look at the likes of Akunde now that's going to come in. He's obviously a great prospect or whatever. You'd say more than what a Ben White is or whatever, but he's a great prospect, but he's going to be learning off Thiago Silva. Even if he doesn't play a lot this year, he's got a whole year to learn underneath him. And they're just doing so much better than what we are, man. Fuck, it just pisses me off. Just it's so frustrating, man. Champions of Europe 2. Most teams won't go to a player that's not in Europe. Yeah, but Vinny, Chelsea had a year there where I always refer back to this, and I said it to Terry the other day. Chelsea finished 10th, bro. They had no Europe, but they still attracted big players because you're showing that the thing is that Arsenal sold a lot of these players like a dream, this is where we're gonna go. Do you remember the fucking Willian speech last year? Arteta's gonna win the Champions League in 3 years. Do you remember that, bro? We're not going to be in the Champions League in 30 years with this fucking fraud here. Fucking hell, man. And now we're looking at it's so stupid, man. There's just no plan. You're telling players, come in, trust the process. We're going to be back in the Champions League, but we haven't been there in 6 years or something now. What is it, 5-6 years? Fucking hell, bro. We would get raped, bro. Bring back the Super League. I want European nights. Fucking hell, man. This team. I fucking hate this team so much. Anyway, what do we think the Wolves versus Tottenham? The Wolves versus Tottenham score will be?
I'll say 2-0 Tottenham. That's it.
I'm going to say. I think it all depends. I think if Kane plays, or either way, it'll probably be a convincing win. I think
he said it. It's his first interview. You can literally Google it. He fucking said it. He said, Arteta wants to win the Champions League in 3 years. I want to be part of the project. Fucking banter, bro.
He got sold the dream, mate. He got sold the dream.
No, fucking I got sold the dream. How many years has he been in charge? The owners have been in charge 17 years. Unfortunately. What do you reckon the score will be, Ralph?
Well, yeah, if Kane plays, I'm going to say probably a 2 or 3-0. If Kane doesn't play, I'm probably going to say Wolves will probably score, and I'll say a 2-1. I think Nuno going back to Wolves. Wolves playing at home. I'm pretty sure if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah.
Crowd, it's gonna be a good game for Nuno. A big game for Nuno, I should say. I think Wolves are definitely going to be up for it with something like that. I think if Nuno wasn't the manager, and he went elsewhere, I'd say it'd be a convincing win for Tottenham. However, just with Nuno playing for Spurs, I think it'll be a little bit of a grudge match. I know, even as a player, if a mate or someone else or a manager goes and plays with the opposition, you do everything you can to make sure they don't have one over you.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Jake?
I think it'll be a 2-0 Tottenham. I think Wolves are going to really put up their best that game to prove Nuno. I think they really want to show him what they left, so what he left them for. Then they're going to really try and prove a point. But I think Tottenham will still overcome it. I think it'll be a 2-0 win for that.
I actually went for the shock result because they pulled out one of the arse last week. I think Tottenham will lose this game 1-0. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the bias to me because I fucking hate him. But I don't know. They're correct. But this is based off no Harry Kane. If Kane comes back and he's playing with Son, then yeah, Tottenham 3-1 or something. But I'm basing it just no Kane. So, and they don't have their center. They got that Romero or whatever. That's center back. I don't think he's playing yet. Their defense is shaky, man. They got some shit defenders there. So yeah, I've gone Wolves 1-0. Well, I'll save the Arsenal for last. Just save Arsenal for last. We'll go West Ham versus Leicester. Spurs have a worse defense than Arsenal. Fucking bullshit, bro. They got the worst defense in the league. West Ham versus Leicester. What do you reckon, Jake? I'll start with you. What do you reckon? How that game will pan out?
I think that honestly, I think that's a tough one. I think 1-0 Leicester. I think Vardy again get that single goal. I think still he's just a dominant striker. I think nothing much happened in that game.
So what did you say? What was the score you said?
1-0 Leicester.
1-0 Leicester. What do you reckon, Mike?
I reckon Leicester, going off fantasy people on that as well. Leicester, they've got Evans still injured. And also they've got that so they're playing with that young kid and
Soyuncu.
Yeah. And what I've been hearing is they're not getting along also in training and stuff. So
oh really?
So I'm gonna go. I reckon Leicester will still score because they look pretty Maddison's supposed to be fit for that one, like 100% as well. I'm gonna go but just West Ham though. Like I'm really liking the way West Ham play. Ben Rama, like this might be his actual season now. You reckon?
Michael the Gayho.
What? Who's this?
Oh fuck!
Who's this?
Oh fucking hell!
Send him my address. Hey, who is he? Who is he? There's no profile picture. I'll take you on. See how the car park. All right, 3-1, then let's get this Arsenal game out of the way. I'm getting off here. I'll go and knock on this guy's door. Vardy to score the winner and blow bubbles towards. Is he getting the bubbles?
I could see that happening. That wouldn't even surprise me if that happened.
What do you mean? Where's he getting the bubbles from? What are you talking about? West Ham.
Like some guy will just give it to him, like how Balotelli is so full.
How's he gonna? He's gonna blow bubbles out his mouth.
I thought he was just gonna do it. Like remember, like what did he do against?
Pull one out his pants and start blowing him like that.
Well, Aubameyang pulls that mask out of his cock, so maybe
he won't be pulling that out this season, will he?
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh no!
Fuck. Hey, just let me pull this back up. What do you reckon the score will be, Ralph?
I'm going to say 2-1 to Leicester. I think I just think their structure, their team. If anything to go by last year, I think probably the way that club's been developing over the past 5 to 6 years has been fantastic.
I'm so jealous.
I think if rumors are correct, and from what the assistant manager of West Ham came out and said, I think it was either yesterday or this morning, and I think even maybe the keeper or something, some form of player of West Ham, Lingard. They're very, very keen on Lingardinho.
Is he going to come back?
Yeah, apparently West Ham have come out and said that it's all up to United to sign him. They're willing to pay probably 20 to 25 million for him, and it's all up it's all up to United whether or not they want to make the move.
How old's Jesse? Is he 27 now?
I swear he's still an academy player, isn't he? Like 17 or 18.
No, I think they're 27. I think.
Yeah, I think he's mid to late
29.
28,
yeah,
29.
He's mid late 20s.
He's 27 last year. I don't think he's 27 this year.
He's 28 at the moment.
28. Yeah, maybe 20 mil. But like the thing is, like you're only as valuable as what the club wants to pay you. So for me, like that's why I always thought like Joe Willock should have been sold for a lot more because the value that he brought to Newcastle, even if it was something where they pay initially and then they like put money on top or stagnant or something. Because I think that Joe should have gone for 35. So some of these prices are just like ridiculous. Like that Ryan Brewster to Sheffield last year. The guy didn't score one fucking goal and went for what, 25 mil?
Ridiculous, eh?
I don't think he's still scored for him. I don't think he's actually still scored yet.
Didn't he score like the championship opener? Could be wrong.
He's a fucking big
like
man.
Just gone, like the weekend. Pretty sure he just scored.
Did he? I'll doing Arsenal last, bro. If Abba can pull a mask and scream Europa League, Vardy can blow bubbles. I don't think he's ever said Europa League for.
He'd be pulling out the brown paper bag at the end of the season, mate. Trust me. That's what he'd be pulling out, putting his head.
Yeah, I might have to watch the next Arsenal game versus Chelsea with a brown paper bag. For West Ham Leicester, I actually went a 2-2 draw. Like West Ham obviously did great against Newcastle. Leicester obviously won as well. Yeah, I just think it'd just be 2-2. I'd like to see Daka score because it'll help me with my draft to get some points. That'll be great.
I thought they signed him. I thought about that.
Yeah. So they signed Daka, but is he really going to start in front of Vardy? I don't think so. So I don't know if they're going to play like 2 up front. Like, is Iheanacho still
For
there?
the Europa games.
Yeah, Nacho.
Yeah, I think he's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, just like what Ralph said, man. The way Leicester run their football club, man, they're just so much better than what we are. I'm so fucking jealous.
Look at you look at say, well, I know
In
we paid
position.
40 million too much, but you look at what they got for Harry Maguire. You look at probably what they would potentially, maybe not so much anymore, but what Madison could go for, what 60. If someone bought Madison 60 million, you wouldn't say that's a rip off. You'd probably say that's a fair deal.
Yeah,
you know,
but
you
like
look at what Tillemans would go for now. If they sold him, they're a fantastic football. Look
they
where
paid
they won
40
the
mil for
league.
him as well.
Mahrez is now worth 50, 60 million. Kante's worth ridiculous amounts of money. They're fantastically run.
They are, yeah. But the thing is, like with Leicester, like I sort of said, what Chelsea is starting to do, but Leicester do it a lot. Is they forward plan. Like the year that they sold Maguire, they had Soyuncu on the back burner for a year, and then obviously he stepped in, and you don't even see that gap of Maguire not being there. Obviously, Maguire's in the last year. The first year was a flop, but he's obviously getting better now. But they're just always forward planning in everything that they do. So
Intelligent football club.
Yeah, they're really, really smart. And the owners love the team, love the players. They're so involved.
Yeah.
So jealous. So jealous.
Surely, I reckon Leicester, within reason, well, I know they're mine, but I reckon Leicester, within reason, have to be close probably to everyone's, say, second or third preferred football team in the Premier League. If you got your favourites, and then you want Leicester to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're a good football team. All right, last game of the weekend. The best game of the weekend. The most hyped up game of the weekend. Arsenal's first home game of the weekend versus Chelsea Football Club. London derby. Red versus blue. Tears versus smiles. How do we I'll start with you, Jake. But before we actually get into the game, I saw this. I wish I could bring it up on the screen right now. Arsenal Stadium. I think I showed you. Arsenal Stadium hasn't even been sold out for the first game of the season. There is a 50% capacity in the first game against Chelsea. Like that's unbelievable.
You see that guy on Arsenal TV throw away his season ticket?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, we just.
That's a year and a half old, bro. He did that ages ago.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was,
that's
just
Stricto,
gone.
Yeah, that's Stricto. Yeah. Tapas Pulis FC. What'd you say? Here we go. 3-0 lost. My prediction. All right. We'll start with you, Jake. What do you reckon? Oh, come on, boys. Fucking hell. Man. Fucking hell. What the fuck?
I'll be honest. I think 5-0 Chelsea. I'm getting that harsh. It's gonna be 6-0. They're gonna ruin us. It's gonna be one shit show.
You gotta go
it's gonna be
Lukaku.
He's.
It's gonna be one long game we're gonna watch, but yeah, I think 5 or 6-0 Chelsea. Just being honest.
The problem is for us, we got to wake up at 1:30 in the morning to watch it as well.
Exactly. 1:30. Worst timing.
Fuck. 3-0 Lukaku hat-trick, Leno mistake. Yeah, that makes about sense. For me personally, I actually went Chelsea 4-0. If Brentford can slot 2 past, man, and they barely even honestly tried to do anything, we were not creating enough attacking, even if somehow Martin Odegaard signs today. Like, is he going to be fit enough or not have to quarantine to be ready for a game that's in, 3 days? I doubt that. And I don't think he's going to bring any impact. Like, on the weekend, our starting team, we had 4 right backs on the bench. We only had 2 attack. We had a right winger in Reece Nelson, who only played like 2 games last year on the bench. And then we had Saka, who obviously just came back from holidays a week before. That was it. Like, bro.
Fabrizio Romano just opened up now.
Shut the fuck up, Vinny.
Fabrizio Romano just gave us an update now on Hurricane thing. It says Man City bid for Hurricane is in place since last week. No news yet. 150 million proposal ready for Man City, but Tottenham are still in the same position. Harry Kane has been trading regularly with Spurs since last Friday. He'll be respectful in the next days. So it's still on the table. It still could happen.
Do you reckon he actually like went on strike, or he was, because I know he came out and made a post saying that like he was just like that was his holidays and he didn't come back. And obviously media speculated differently. Do you reckon he actually went on strike at all with Levy?
You can't really, because you know he's
Well,
still.
if a player throws
at
his
the
toys out
club,
the pram, then he does have the power.
It's a big call. You know, you've seen it happen before. I guess you know what? How many years ago now? What, seven? Probably what, like 9, 10 years ago. You know, we seen it happen with Berbatov, didn't we? Going to United, remember? Leave. I'm pretty sure Lever was the owner there too. You know, he wanted to move. You know, he didn't want to play for Spurs anymore. There was rumours that United were interested in signing him. Berbatov, Berbatov threw his toys out the pram and said, "Well, stuff yous. I'm not going to play until you, until you give me my move." And we know who won. You know, we know who won. In that,
the same thing, even
challenge.
like with Aubameyang and Dortmund, like he was having problems with them at the time, and then he just threw his toys out the pram, and then obviously, I guess there was no other clubs that wanted him at the time, but we got him. So, but the same sort of situation. So, Abra and Laka got COVID. I don't believe it, bro. I think they just got dropped from the team. To be honest, I don't believe they got COVID. I just think that they just got dropped out of the team. Honestly. I think Mikel's having issues with the players, and if he loses them, then he's screwed. But yeah, I think Chelsea 4-0, the way we've seen us play all preseason, I've been saying it. There's nothing like positive. We're not defending properly. We can't score goals. Yeah, I can't see anything. I know there's protests before the game.
Yeah,
is that you got protests again?
Bro, like, as soon as we concede a goal, bro, like the
People
thing is, like,
out.
Arteta got grace last year because there was no fucking fans there. I think he would have been sacked a lot sooner. Like, you go into a stadium, and this is what happened to Wenger at the time a few years ago, is that the seats became empty in the stadium. And as soon as your sponsors see that, and it's on national TV around the world to billions of people, then that's when shit starts getting the fan. Fucking Adidas is on the phone saying, "Hey, mate, what the fuck's happening here?" We already saw, like, the Rwanda president or whatever, prime minister, come out. And that's our major sponsor as well. He came out and said, like, he's sick of the mediocrity. It isn't good enough. We need to sign people and play good. So, yeah, I think we're in a fucking... You put $50 on Arsenal to get relegated? Yeah, you fucking wasted $50.
Here's a question for you, Dylan, Jake.
Yeah.
I guess, but after the transpirings of last year with the Super League, etc., what is as an outsider and not an Arsenal supporter, what has Kroenke done to actually show that he should still be the owner, and you guys as fans to actually get you to support him moving forward with your football club? At least, I hate the Glazers with a passion, but at least they've gone out and signed us Varane and also Sancho. He's done absolutely nothing for you guys. He's done absolutely nothing for you guys in the off season. You're rumored to get a new major sponsor. I know new owners. Didn't happen. He's done nothing.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's just like people. I try to put this analogy to someone as well. Like, people are like, "Oh, why won't he sell?" I'm like, well, bro, like, if someone comes to me and wants to buy my house that I own, do you think I'm just gonna go, "Oh, okay, yeah, you can have it"? No, you're not gonna fucking do that. Like, if someone keeps like making offers and shit, eventually an offer is gonna be, like, too tempting. Like, he's already tripled his investment to Arsenal, and then it's the only profitable business that he has. We're the only company, like, sporting company, that he has. We're the only profitable business, obviously, because we have such a large fan base. Other than United and Liverpool, we're the biggest in England. I don't care what the fucking Chelsea fans or whatever they say. They're not. I think in maybe 5-10 years, you're going to see City, obviously, because younger generation follow them. They'll become more, and then we're just left with the no fans or whatever. Becomes like a Leeds or something like that. But yeah, there's nothing the owners can do, honestly. There's nothing. They've had 17 years, same pattern. Just take money, don't buy people. And the thing is also, like, if you run a successful business, even if you want it to be tight, I look at, like, the Leicester's model. That's why I said it. Like, Leicester have such a good model where you can be on a tight budget and still run a business very well. Where Arsenal, we just make stupid decisions. Like, we didn't get Luis Suarez for $1. We didn't buy N'Golo Kante. We bought Xhaka because we thought he was fucking better. Like, the decisions to sell Martinez for 17 and then go and spend fucking 30 million to go and buy Ramsdale. Like, bro, it's just, anything. Literally, we can't sell players. I can't remember the last time Arsenal sold a player other than Oxlade-Chamberlain and maybe Alex Iwobi for money, and obviously Joe Willock now. Like, just youth players. We can't buy and sell. We can't sell players for profit. Anyone we buy, the wages are too high. You get stuck with Ozil, stuck with Willian, stuck with David Luiz again. Like, fucking, there's nothing they can do, bro. Nothing. Until new owners come, we'll just keep sinking and sinking. The thing is that eventually, with no seats on bums, people stop buying kits. Sponsorships will start getting like less revenue for Arsenal because they're going to see those things take effect. Like eventually he's going to be like, fuck, you know what? Let's cash out. So that's all you can hope for. I know that, what's that team in the second division? They got like an orange kit. They just got promoted. Blackpool, yeah. Blackpool did the exact same thing. It took them 2.5 years. Blackpool didn't attend any games. In the whole stadium, they would go every match and protest outside the stadium. And then as soon as the game kicked off, they would leave. And then I think maybe they had 5 people in the stadium that were just like diehards like that Thai FAF Like that would literally be it. Like they had no fans. And after 2.5 years, they actually like won a court case. And then, yeah, they got new owners. And obviously now they've come up like whatever 1 or 2 divisions and are making their way up. So it can happen. It'll take time. But yeah, under these owners, nothing will ever change. Well, anyway, but what do you guys reckon the score will be anyway?
I reckon it'll be good to see Lukaku start for Chelsea. I think, I was watching that last Chelsea game and they're just looking to shoot whenever they get the ball as well and moving the ball so freely up, when they're up in the box. Yeah. Can
you imagine how much they're going to catch us out trying to pass out the back, bro? Fucking hell, man.
I'll say 4-1, and I reckon the 1 will be an own goal.
Who's going to score it?
Ben White.
Greatest signing of all time, Mr. Ben White himself.
Absolute discount.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Ralphie?
No, I think I think as we spoke before, no Aubameyang.
I don't think they're playing yet. Supposedly, even if they have like that COVID or whatever, they're not going to play anyway. So,
well, I think it's going to be
card incoming. Fuck yeah,
a very long 90 minutes for yourself and Jake. Then, Dill. Will Lukaku start? Big.
I think he's going to start. Yeah.
No, bro. He will 100% start. They just want to shove it up our ass. They're going to put this black magic on the field, and he's going to score fucking a hat trick.
It's a big. I think it's a pretty big. It's a pretty big call. I think Chelsea will dominate 3-0. I'm going to say to Chelsea. Personally, maybe because I lack a match fitness. I think how Arteta doesn't start Saka. Was he not fit enough against Brentford, or what was the go? He starts for England in the Euros, 3 or 4 games, and people are raving. People are raving that he's one of the best England players for the Euros, and yet he gets less than half an hour, or maybe just half an hour for Arsenal. Like, how are you not starting? He's your best attacker on the field without Lacazette and Aubameyang. How are you not starting him?
He's the best attacker with Aubameyang and Lacazette. Let's get that
right.
Go. Yeah. He's the best player we have, unfortunately. Look, I don't know, mate. I just think he did come to training late, not to training, he came back from holidays late, and everything like that, but he has to start on the weekend. There's no way he doesn't start, but I would actually revert back to a back 3. We won the FA Cup with a back 3. We don't attack as much, but fuck, man, we're playing a back 4 and we aren't attacking now. We might as well be a back 3. Seriously, I would rather more protection there.
Yeah.
And just play a back 3 and lose 1 or 2-0 than fucking 5 or 6.
Ben White's used to a back 3 too, so.
Yeah. I don't even know. We have such shit defenders. I don't even know how to put in there in a back 3.
Just watch Arteta play the false line again.
He's going to fucking put Granit Xhaka in left centre back or some shit. Something stupid, bro.
Randomly Leonard's going to be a striker now.
He'll put El Neni in midfield just to piss us all off. Slow football.
I seen about Chelsea today, and with the signing of Lukaku, apparently between now that Tammy Abraham's gone, between Tammy Abraham, who else have they got rid of? There's about 3 or 4 other players. They've pretty much they've pretty much covered over this summer transfer window from selling 4 or 5 players. They've covered the whole Lukaku transfer fee. How's
That's
that
what
for
I'm
a
saying,
smart?
bro.
How's that for a smart piece of business? It has. I think it worked out that it has not cost Chelsea Football Club anything to buy Lukaku with the sellings that they've made. Tammy Abraham, I'll get rid of him in a heartbeat for Lukaku. The other 4 players, they were never starting for Chelsea, and
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
and they've gathered the funds.
Victor Moses
See,
to Moscow.
Yeah,
And
see, they're really smart. Like, even last year, they just do things really smart. Like, I remember last year, who was that centre back that was a free transfer? They signed him up, and on the first day they signed him, they sent him to loan to another club without even thinking. I don't think he even posted a photo in a Chelsea kit. They literally, the first thing just boom, straight.
Saw the centre back.
Was it Saar, the centre back? Good young talent centre back, just boom, straight on loan. Even if he never plays for Chelsea again, they're going to bring him back, increase his value, free transfer, make 20, 30 mil. We just do some stupid shit, bro. Like, we can't. It just sucks, man. Seeing your rivals do so well, like, at least you guys, like with City and United, like the rivalry you guys have there, and I guess like Liverpool as well. Like, at least you spend money. Like, you know, like sometimes they don't spend it right. Like, you guys have obviously over the time, like Di Maria didn't work out, and all these other big signings that come and go and whatever. But you guys at least fucking try, and that's what shits me off. Like, I know that what's his name? That's Ed Woodward. Is he still in charge after the Super Cup stuff?
It's up in I think it's January.
Oh, his
End of
contract
the
ends.
year. End of the year. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, so
Thank goodness.
I don't know. Maybe something will change with like someone else coming in as like your sporting director or whatever. But
they wanted to get Van der Sar, Edward Van der Sar. Yeah, they wanted to get him in charge because he's the.
Oh yeah, actually at Ajax, isn't he?
Ajax, yeah.
They want to
Yeah,
get him.
actually that would be a great shout. Yeah. Fuck,
So.
it makes me hate my club, honestly, bro. Honestly, it fucking makes me depressed, bro. Honestly, it fucking makes me depressed. We just don't do anything good. I just think that we're just gonna get.
I reckon I might put some money on then a bit of a whitewash for Chelsea. You know, because like you said, if they're gonna have the rights and that, they're not gonna have the fans against them, and yeah.
Did you see Don Edu have it a barbecue? Yeah, can you believe this? We're in the biggest transfer window that we needed. We got told that we were going to have the biggest clear out ever, and our fucking sporting director is out and whatever the fuck he is, CEO, whatever the hell he is, he's out fucking jet skiing and having barbecues every day.
enjoying his holidays.
Arsenal have finished, yeah, bro. I know. It sucks. Makes me want to cry.
Alex D.
Just before I'll give you quickly off topic. I'll give you. Does everyone do fantasy here?
Yep.
I'd say most people do. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So I'll my early tip for potential fantastic point scorer of fantasy this year. You might think I'm silly. However, Amad Diallo, where Fabrizio came out about 48 hours ago and said that very, very high chance, or he's definitely going to go out and loan in the next week, and very high chance that he's going to go to a Premier League team like Crystal Palace or something along the like. So I think he will be
chasing a winger, so
a first team player, and with the potential that he has shown for a couple of United games last year, playing false 9 off the right wing, I thought he will. I think wherever he goes in the Premier League, he will score some serious goals for them. I think he'll rack up the fantasy points. That's my tip.
You know what's like really pissing me off now? Now there was still going on about it. But you know, like honestly, like the way I look at it, like when you know, like at the start of like when Greenwood sort of started flourishing and we got Martinelli, there was that comparison between them both that sort of shifted a year later because Martinelli completely got binned by Arteta.
Yeah.
But like this guy's fucking ruining players. Like the goals, like the way that Aubameyang used to play, the way that Martinelli used to play, like he's literally ruining players, like talent. Like Ronaldinho and CR9 came out and said that Martinelli is like a great talent. You don't get those two guys coming out and saying those things unless you've got like some talent about you. And then since that, man, this manager has just fucking put him in the bin. Like you guys just let your players flourish. Like Greenwood, man, what did he score? 20 goals last year. He scored a 30 goal. I think he's like your youngest person to score like 30 goals as a teenager or under 20 or something I saw the other day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I think he's just turned 18 or 19.
Oh.
I think he's just turned 19.
You put Diallo in.
Set. Captain. Lukaku. Done.
Oh,
Ooh,
Lukaku
shit,
captain.
man.
Done.
Does that obviously I don't play a lot of fantasy. Is that triple score or something like that?
Double. You can triple
Double.
cap them,
This
but
is-
you only get one.
That's mine for this week. I've got that.
I'll
There's some-
actually
I need to take out some people. I did Willock this week as well.
I don't even know
I
the
don't know. I
fuck
could
your
probably
team
do
is.
better.
Has everyone put Martinez in their team? Is that what everyone's done?
mate, he's a
I've done
cracking
everything.
signing for us. That's one of the. I reckon the probably one of the best signings or the go-to goalkeeper for fantasy team because Aston Villa always
Yeah.
need 5 or 6 shots on target, and every 3 saves you get an extra point. You know,
I reckon,
so he always
I
gets,
reckon
gets 2
David
for 90
Raya is
minutes.
a good shout from Brentford.
Oh yeah, he did well
I
as
think
well.
Raya's he's going to face a lot of goals. You know, maybe they do what they did against Arsenal, can defend really well. Like he's a fucking class keeper, man. I remember Arsenal linked with him last year. So,
to everyone.
yeah, it's true. We are fucking linked with everyone. But yeah, all right, guys. Well, look, that's our predictions for the week. We'll be doing a review show. Well, I will be anyway. If the boys want to join, they can. Doing it on Monday after all the Premier League fixtures are done, so that'll be after the Arsenal fixture. And I think Leicester is on the same morning. If not, it might be the day after, but we'll still do it. Appreciate you boys being on chatting football. We'll be back weekly if the boys want to join. Discussing more football. But yeah, that's our fixtures for the week, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.
Thank you.